All right, good day. Welcome to this course, which is CAC Registration Kit. So I just want to, firstly, let me congratulate you for getting this course, because this course is going to make you a lot of money if you do it very well. All right. So you might be wondering, how do I get money from this course? Where am I going to see clients? How am I going to go about it? I am not a lawyer. I am not an accountant. Don't worry. All right, I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know. Just follow all the steps. Then also make sure that you ask questions. All right, so this CAC is very broad. All right, so that is why you need to ask questions almost all the time if you don't understand. All right, so let me go into it. All right, in this short video, the introductory video, we are going to discuss on what is CAC, public and agent portal, type of registration, the cost. Then any other thing, you are going to meet them in the course. All right. So number one, what is CAC? Like, CAC means Corporate Affairs Commission, and it is a legal body that oversees all affairs of brands and businesses being registered in Nigeria. And when I say oversees the affairs, I mean to get those business, company, NGO legally registered. So in summary, CAC is in charge of getting business, company, NGOs legally registered in Nigeria, and it is according to the law of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So there is something called CAMA 2020. So inside that CAMA 2020, federal government gave access to CAC to register all businesses, like all businesses. They are going to compulsory CAC registration for them. As we can see for POS agents now, that they make sure that all POS must be registered. So also all businesses must be registered. And for business, for all business, the best thing, if you want to start a business or a brand, be it anything, you need to register your business before anything that you do at all. Either you are into buying and selling, you are into anything that you can call business or a brand, even as a content creator, anything, marketing, just name it. You have to register with Corporate Affairs Commission, because it's going to be useful for you to get grants from government. If you want to apply for loan, you want to open a corporate account that will bear the name of your company, you need this CAC registration. Now, this is where the opportunity is for us. All right. So this is where the opportunity is for us. Like, we are not a lawyer. We are not, probably most of you are not don't even know what to do. But CAC make it possible that there is something called public portal, which is a portal where any business owner can go and register their business themselves. All right. So we are going to take advantage of that to be making money. It's just like, you might be wondering, is this thing legal or illegal to do? It's legal, because it's just like those people that register NYSC for people. If you register WAEC, it's not that if you go and do it yourself, if you have all the equipment and everything, that you cannot register it yourself. In fact, when I did my own NYSC, I registered it myself. All right. Same also like school payment of school fees and so many other things. When I was in school, that was what I was using to pay my own school fees. I will help people to register, pay their school fees. Then I will going to charge them for a little money that is different from what other people are charging. All right. So because CAC make a public portal, so we have access to it, to use public portal to register. Like, help those people that want to register their business to register, and you charge them money for it. All right. So that is why it is legal, and you are not going to be penalized for doing so. All right. So that is for public portal, because anybody can just go to the portal and register their business. But this is where the technicality is. If you don't know how to register it, you might be at loss, because you are going to pay extra money than what you're supposed to pay if you learn it properly. The funnest part is that some who are even lawyer, they don't have this information. They don't know how to register this. That is where this training comes for. All right. So let me quickly say this also. We have pre-incorporation, then we have post-incorporation. Pre-incorporation is all registration that you are going to do. Everything about registration. You want to register business, you want to register company, you want to register NGO. They are called pre. Then post is when you want to pay, you want to do anything after registration, like editing of, maybe you make mistake, you want to edit this, you want to change address, that is post. But post incorporation is not meant for public. You cannot do it on your own unless you use agent portal. All right. So that is why this course is giving access to agent portal also, which I will advise to reduce the cost and your stress. I will advise you to get access to agent portal. But there are a lot of documents that you are going to sign, because we don't just give anybody access to it. All right. So, and we make it avoidable so that you can have access to it. Make sure that you watch this introductory video very well. All right. So public portal is what you are going to create an account for your client. Once you create the account, then you are going to register. Then you send the document to them. But the disadvantage of public portal is that you cannot register another person's inside that same account unless the company is owned by the same person. All right. So, but if you are using agent portal, all your work, even though you are registering 100 works, it will be on the same page, like on the same account. You can register multiple business. So then we have make it easy. All right. But if you don't have money for the agent portal, you can continue using public portal, because I explained how to use public portal inside this course. All right. But for agent portal, firstly, you are going to pay a one-time payment of 5,000 naira to have access. Then the form is going to be given to you. You are going to fill the form. Then you are going to sign, including your NIN. There is a reason for that. So there is a reason for that. When you want to get access to it, you can let me know. All right. Then also, on each reservation that you are doing, you are going to understand what I mean by reservation. On each name that you want to register, once they approve it, you are going to be paying 1,000 naira for each reservation. So if the money is too much for you, you can decide to continue using your agent portal, public portal. But this is the secret there. Sometimes when public portal is not going, agent portal will be going. So it's very advisable for you to get agent portal. All right, and comply with all the rules, because if you violate any rules on that agent portal, we are going to remove you instantly. We are going to remove you. All right. So now we have type of a business. We have business name, which is enterprise or venture. This is for sole proprietorship, like those people that are into POS, sales of bag, cosmetics, all these petty works. All right, they are under sole proprietorship. Then also partnership is also under BN registration. All right, so the requirements and everything is inside the course. You are going to understand better. All right, let us go. We have another one called LLC, which is limited liability company. So for companies, and also PLC fall under this category, but the price is different. It is ones that have done PLC before. All right, and it's under 2 million share capital, minimum of 2 million share capital. All right, you are going to understand that. Let me quickly explain. So when you are registering limited liability company, it is 1 million share capital is going to come with it automatically. All right, but if you want to add additional million share to it, because not all business can be registered as 1 million share capital. So once you get this course, if you want to, you are going to get familiar to those those companies that cannot be registered as 1 million share. In fact, I'm going to put it in the group chat on Telegram, so that you can have access to it. Anytime that you want to do any business registration that is limited liability company, you can just go through it. Then once you are doing registration, you are going to get familiar to those, because the list will pop up anytime that you are doing registration. All right, so you are going to get familiar to them. So to add additional 1 million share capital is 20,000 naira that you are going to charge your client. Meanwhile, the money that CAC is going to remove to collect for additional 1 million share capital is 14,000 naira, approximately to 14,000 naira. It's not up to 14,000, but just there in your mind is 14,000 naira. All right, so that's another way to make money on CAC. 14,000 naira. You are going to understand when you start watching those videos. All right, so that means if somebody wants to register 5 million share capital, you are going to charge additional 80,000 naira plus your normal registration fee. Your registration fee, you are going to determine it yourself, but I can give you the range that you can go, so which you are going to see at the end of this video. Then we have incorporated trustees, which is NGO. We call it NGO. This is the kind of registration that you are going to do. Lest I forget, for limited liability company also. All right, for limited liability company, this is the same registration that you are going to do for schools. All right, anybody that want to register schools falls under limited liability company. So let's continue. So association, club, social club, church, mosque, foundation, they falls under incorporated trustees, and it's going to take like 40 days. The reason why it's going to take 40 days is that after the reservation, they are going to ask you to do newspaper publication. All right, newspaper publication is going to take immediately you do the newspaper publication, you have to wait for that newspaper to complete 28 days before you can submit. So that is why it's used to take a longer time. All right, and the money is somehow which you are going to see the cost at the end of this video also. Then we have upgrading from enterprise to limited. So these are the kind of registration that you are going to do for anybody that have a business name before, but they want to upgrade it to limited liability company. All right. So probably you are into sales of maybe you have a farm, you registered it as an enterprise before, then you want to upgrade it to limited liability company. So this is what we call upgrading from enterprise to limited. All right. You are going to see the cost at the end of this video also. Okay. Then we have group of companies. So before you can register a group of companies, you must have, that person must have registered at least 3 limited liability companies before. At least 3 limited liability companies before. They must have it. 3 limited liability companies. So it is that that limited liability company and that 3 you now merge together to form a group of company. All right. So the word group is not allowed in any name unless you want to register limited liability, group of companies. All right. So you now distribute the share among the 3 companies: company A, company B, company C. Do you get it now? So for this one, is just an example. You can distribute the share among them like 40, 30, 30 because you are going to get 100% share. All right. And it depends on how much share capital the company that you want to register. All right. You are going to understand that when you start watching the video. Now, let us talk about the cost that is going to cost you to register each of these registration. All right. So, to register business name, it's going to cost you 12,000 naira maximum. Now, let me break that for you. When you want to do reservation is 500 naira, but with charges and everything, it's going to cost you 663 point something naira. All right. Then if you are using agent portal, you are going to pay 1,000 naira reservation fees, making almost 1,000 plus. Then the normal registration fees is 10,000 to something. If you are using card, 215 if you are using card, and if you are using bank transfer, it's going to be 10,161.25. So I round everything up to be 12,000 naira. All right. So the same thing, the same amount you are going to pay for partnership. All right. The reason why I put this price here, this is not all to CAC, but this is what is inside this course. Like a lot of people, the way they used to do their course is that they set this course separately: business name separately, partnership separately, limited separately, like that. But I just want you to have as that's why I combine everything in one, so that it's going to be useful for you and you are going to spend less money. So then the recommended price that you can charge for business name is between 18,000 naira to 25,000 naira. That means if you are paying CAC and agent portal and everything 12,000 naira, and you charge 18,000 naira for registration, that means you are getting a profit of 6,000 naira. All right, which is not bad, especially in this current Nigeria. But you can charge as high as 25,000. So if you are charging 25,000, that means you are getting 13,000 naira as your profit. Now, if you are registering partnership, don't charge the same amount. At least charge minimum of 25,000 to 30,000 to 35,000 naira to register business name, to register partnership. All right. Though the process is almost the same thing with business name, but I just like to charge different amounts. Like the one that I did in this course, that I recorded in this course, because we don't used to get a lot of partnership work like that. So the one that I used for this course, I charged 30,000 naira for it, and all the money that I used to register is 12,000 naira. All right. So let us move to limited liability company or schools. So this is the kind of registration that you're going to use for schools also. All right. This one, everything that you're going to use to register it is 21,000 naira. The reservation is like business name. You are going to pay 500 naira with charges and everything is going to be 663. Let's just assume 700 naira. Then you are going to pay for agent portal 1,000 naira. If you are using agent portal, you can do it on public portal also. 1,000 naira. Then that's 17. Then normal registration fees, you are going to pay 10,000, let's say 10,200 or 215 as the case may be. Then after that, you are going to pay stamp duty, all right, which is almost 9,000 naira. If you calculate everything together, it's going to give you something like 20,500 or 21,000 naira. All right. Then recommended price to charge your client is like what I used to charge, minimum of 45,000 naira. All right. But what most people used to charge is 65,000 naira. All right. So you can charge as high as 65 or 70,000, even 75,000. Depends on how you know your onions. All right. But even though if you are charging 45,000 naira, that means you are getting 24,000 naira as your profit. Then NGO, this one, like I explained before, is going to take like 40 days before it can be completed, and all the money that you are going to pay to do it is like 71,000. Some of them will not even be up to that 71,000 naira. All right, so it depends. So, and the minimum that you can charge, like it was before safe that I used to charge 100,000. Minimum that I used to charge now is 120,000 naira. Meanwhile, the normal registration fee for NGO is 150. So you can now begin to play around. If you are okay with 100,000, at least you are going to get 29,000 if you are collecting 100,000. So you can charge as high as 150, even up to 170,000 naira. Now let me do the breakdown. The reservation of NGO is 5,000 naira. Plus charge is going to be like 5,2. Then agent portal 1,000 naira. Then your normal registration fees for NGO is 35,000 naira with charges. You can begin to do the calculation yourself because I did not break it down on this video. All right, with charges is going to be like 35,200. all right. Then newspaper, you are going to do 2 newspaper publication. If you can do it yourself, you can do it. Just do the newspaper publication. I'm going to send you the format to do it, or you can ask inside the group if I did not put it. But if you don't know how to do it, you can just contact me. I have someone that I used to use. Then the person is going to charge you 5,000 naira per each newspaper. You don't need to do anything. Just send me the name and the requirement. I'm going to send the requirement to you. Just send me. Then if you send it to me today, the following day your newspaper is going to be ready. All right. So the guy used to collect 5,000 naira. All right, per each paper. So for the 2 paper, you are paying 10,000 naira for it. Then trustee declaration per each trustees is 3,000 naira. So if the company, I mean the NGO that you are registering have more than three trustees, this is what I used to do. I don't want them to more than 3 because that 3,000 now times 3, that's 9,000 naira on my own end. So I like to give them the ultimatum of 3. So I used to tell them if it is more than 3, they are going to pay extra 5,000 naira to add another trustees. Meanwhile, the minimum of trustee that you can have is 2. Chairman and secretary is okay to register it. All right. So if they have more than, you can charge them. So if they have 3, it's still okay. All right. If they have 3, it's still okay. But if they have more than 3, I used to charge extra 5,000 naira. And you can decide that if they are 4, you can decide not to charge them. So you are going to send, I'm going to send you the requirement. Just contact me. And if you know how to do the trustee declaration also, you can go ahead and do it and get your job done. All right. But if you don't know how to do it, just contact me. Send me 3,000 naira per each trustees. So if you are doing 3 trustees, you are going to send 9,000 naira. Then I'm going to help you to do it within 3-4 days. It's going to be ready. All right. Which is going to be within the date that you are waiting for your newspaper also. All right. So that is for NGO. But don't charge less than 100,000 naira. Don't charge less than that. Then we have upgrading from limited to enterprise. So this one also, you need 5,000 naira for a reservation. Then the normal payment of 10,200 naira for normal payment. Then stamp duty also apply for this one. All right. So that is that. Everything is going to cost you like maximum of 26,000 naira. The same thing with group of company. Group of company also reservation is 5,000 naira. All right. So for upgrading, you can charge minimum of 50,000 to 80,000, depends on how you want to, you know how to cut your onions. All right. Then for group of company, though you are going to pay 26,000 naira, but there is a but there. The work there is somehow bulky, and when you start watching the video, there is a place there that even though if you don't have the time, you can just contact me to help you to do some part of this editing that you need to do. So it might cost you more than that. It might cost you more than 26,000 naira, but the money that you are going to charge for a group of company, it's not 50,000, it's not 80,000. Charge minimum of 100,000. In fact, the one that I used for this training, I charged 200,000 naira. Meanwhile, all the money that I used to register it is less than 30,000 naira. Do you get? So you can see that this thing is very lucrative. If you have any other question, because if I continue to talk like this, I'm going to exhaust all our time. So if you have any other question, feel free to ask inside the group. I'm going to respond to you. Certainly, I'm going to respond to you. So I don't want this video to be too long. I know I've already taken your time, but it's worth it so that you know how to do it. All right. See you in another video.